As the PEI government debates its newly tabled Tenancy Act, tenants and housing advocates say it still leaves a lot to be desired. On November 15th, Social Development and Housing Minister Matthew McKay tabled the Residential Tenancy Act, a bill set up to revamp the province's current tenancy laws. However, advocates like Corey Pater, a volunteer for PEI Fight for Affordable Housing, says the new act still has some holes to fill.
It falls short of protecting tenants' rights and security in a number of areas. Rent evictions are still allowed. The landlord's reasonable return on capital expenditure is still included. There's no mention of removing or making illegal the no pets clause. A lot of the things that tenants are really concerned about are still going to be affecting them under this legislation.
One key thing missing from the proposed act is the inclusion of a public rental registry. Pater says without that, tenants are left vulnerable to landlords who don't follow the rules.
One of the major problems that tenants on PEI have is illegal rent increases. This happens all the time. They're very hard to fight, and people often just give up instead of fighting them. Having a public rental registry that's taken as the official record of what the rents were in that unit would make it much easier for tenants to fight illegal increases.
Pater said Fight for Affordable Housing was told by former Housing Minister Brad Trivers a rental registry would be included in the act, something he also committed to during the spring sitting of legislation in 2021. While there are some improvements over the act, which hasn't been updated in the last 30 years, Pater says the way it sits now should still concern island renters.
If your landlord stays within the bounds of the law, it'll prevent the rent increases from being as dramatic as the ones that we've seen. But many of tenants' concerns about the security of their housing and their dignity in it are still left unaddressed.
In Charlottetown, I'm Cody McEachern for SaltWire Network.